Hey, coming up on today's episode of What's Up Klamath Falls, we went to the Cliff Bentz Town Hall in regards to the Wright Springs fire. Fire District 3 has some not so great news. What are you working on?
Let's see, Cherry Blossom Boutique and some other businesses downtown get harassed. And then Kotek is at work at summing up our nice school system.
Stay tuned. We'll have those stories and more coming up.
Mike and Dave rolling, boots on the ground, big rooster.
Hey, what's up, Klamath Falls? This is Dave.
What's up, Klamath Falls? This is Mike. They like the new intro format.
It's fancy. Bill's earning her keep.
Look out, KOBI, here we come.
Right? KOBI can't do that. Anyway.
Yeah, that's some great punch. Blackberry punch, I believe. I got a lot, honestly, on this first story. I took a lot of notes.
I know you did.
So
people, yeah, I can already hear the hate coming. But hey,
yeah. I mean, yes and no. I mean, yeah, going by some of the comments on YouTube or on Facebook. So last week, Cliff Bentz was in town and held a fire town hall. And I got to say, regardless of your impression of Congressman Bentz, I'm not here to speak the yay or nay on him. I really don't feel like he brought a whole lot to the table on the meeting, but the people that joined him definitely brought a lot. So Werner Reschke was there, Commissioners Nichols and Menti were there, and there was this guy, Merv George is his name. He's with the Wainema. He's a Wainema Forest supervisor. Anyway, they provide us a ton of information. So I want to go. I'm just going to kind of work through this. There was rumors that the average salary for a firefighter, I forget, somebody said something like $80,000 or $50,000 a year or whatever. The average firefighter starts at $20 an hour, and it does range from $40 to $45 an hour once you are in the system for a while. So, and in my opinion, every dollar that's well deserved. I did ask. I said, how many of the 114 fires that they've had to respond to so far this year, how many of those were arson? Raised a couple of eyebrows. And honestly, they can't say if it's arson or not arson. What they can say is out of 114 of them, 49 were 55 were man-caused. So that could be a guy innocently operating a chainsaw and oops, something caught on fire. Or it could be Mr. Climate Change, as they like to refer to him in Washington State, running around starting fires because it's not climate change. It's starting fires. It's idiots with lighters and bad intentions. Anyway, so 55 of 114 were man-caused. So, and the Wright Springs is still under investigation. If you are affected by the fire, you can, and I will have this information put up on the Big Rooster Media Facebook page. There is appropriation bill assistance that starts. It won't start until October. It'll give you time to kind of gather your losses, expenses, all that together, and get them submitted. And the deadline to get things submitted is March 1st of 27. And you can go down to the county offices on Main Street. You can also go to farmers.gov and enter your zip code, and it will show you what programs are available. I did ask, there's been slash piles stacked up like a Bly Mountain area for well over 25 years. And I asked, are citizens allowed to go up there and get that? I mean, there's a lot of folks that spend a lot of money on firewood. And it's insane to me that there is so much dead wood just stacked up. And according to Mr. George of BLM, or I can't even read, Wainema Forest Supervisor, yes, the general public can go out there and harvest that slash cut wood, and you can use it for firewood. So if you got a pickup truck, a trailer, a buddy with a pickup and a trailer or something, go out there and please clean up some of that wood. Not right now, no chainsaws right now, because please wait until we've gotten a little moisture in the air. But yes, that wood is available to be taken by the general public. Also, Congressman Bentz is working on a program where you can actually create kerosene from rotted wood or dead wood. And it's a program that he is working on pushing through this, in Congress. And apparently the airlines really like this. It's called a green kerosene. Apparently the airlines like it. So he is pushing this through to try to not just log the forests, but to put this dead wood that's already down to use. There's been rumors going around that Governor Kotek, not a fan, but that she's been refusing airdrops of retardant. And that is out and out false. That's not the case. And people are asking, well, why are the airdrop tankers sitting at the airport and not flying? And there's multiple factors involved in that. Could be weather conditions, could be the terrain that they are fighting in, could be the smoke, and it could be that the pilots need a break. So there's others. There's just a multitude of reasonable reasons, in my opinion, presented of why those planes aren't in the air 24/7. So I also learned that containment has a true definition. So when people are like, well, the fire's not getting any bigger, why isn't it more contained? Well, containment is they'll establish a line around this fire. And to consider an area contained, they have to go from that demarcation point back 300 feet, so a football field, from that point, and that ground has to be cold, black, no smoldering, no embers, nothing, for them to consider that section of it contained. So right now, last I checked this morning, it was around 56%. That doesn't mean that it's just burning wild on the other, 44%. It's just, it has not been verified. And I forget how many 100 miles they said it is to go all the way around the perimeter of this. So it takes time for these guys to do it. So far, because the forest, it is being logged, contrary to popular belief. This area has been logged. I know Green Mountain's been working out there. The Forestry Service had a sales agreement on a lot of this wood, and right now 50 million board feet of wood has been lost according to their calculations. So that's 50 million board feet of wood that would be sold that would help fund Forestry Service. Let me see. So, priorities as far as like when they're going to step up and attack a certain section of a fire or not. They got smoke jumpers and these guys their biggest concern looking into that is, all right, if we drop some guys in there, their biggest concern is, can they extract them safely? And if the answer is no, they let it burn, because they put a human life ahead of burnt terrain. And I get that 100%. So anyway, that's about it right now. There is 3 new fire monitoring satellites at work, and they use AI to determine the burn rate of the fire, if you're going to do a back burn from a certain area, where that area should be, and how you should do a back burn to contain it. So technology is coming into play on how these fires are going to be fought in the future. I don't think it played a big role in this one from what I understood, but I did appreciate the broad width of people that came to address this with the public. My biggest disappointment, honestly, was Mr. Bentz, because people had other questions not related directly to the fire, and he not only didn't answer him, he just absolutely ignored them. And I'm sorry, you're an elected official and you represent the people that are sitting in front of you. And I don't care if that's what you're there for or not. A couple people have questions. You should be answering those questions because you work for them. I'll just stop there. Other than that, it was a great town hall, great input from a lot of people from a lot of different districts there. We had Wainema Forest, Oregon Department of Forestry, Willie Ray Jr. represents the tribes, and Wildland Fire Service representatives. So, yeah, it was a good and more. It was a great representation, and for the most part, people's questions were answered, and reasonably so. So, glad I went.
Oh, and that's just a little. I'll just leave it at that. That's a little sad that he didn't even recognize the question. I mean,
Did not even
even if the
acknowledge.
standard and even hey, this ain't the time and the place to answer water questions, but appreciate your question and get back to you. Some
reach out
kind
to
of
my office.
right?
Yeah.
Something. I mean,
Not
we
sit
don't
there like
see this
you went
dude
deaf.
every. Yeah, we don't see this
That-
guy, and then
First time I've ever been around him, and honestly, I was kind of disappointed.
Yeah.
I do have a lot more stats here. Maybe I'll put these up on the because I'm going to throw it out real quick. We got a little time, right?
Bill says we're. It's whatever.
All right,
It's our show,
right? So 2026 fire season, 90.4% of acreage fires were held to 1 acre or less. Lightning fires were held to 24.5 acres or less. And that was after a ton of lightning strikes. He gave the number. I don't have that. But yeah, of all fires, excluding the Wright Springs, and I drawn a blank on the other big one that was a little up north, all the other fires were contained to a maximum of 431.2 acres. So these guys, you got to hand it to the firefighters. It's really easy to, what do you call that? Monday morning quarterback. If I was a firefighter, if I was a captain, I'd do this or that. But these guys put their butts on the line, and looking at the amount of fires that they've had, 114 fires so far they've had to respond to.
I think it's 3 million ish for Oregon, and I think the one you're talking about was up towards Bend.
Yeah,
that one by itself was 1 million. So
yeah. So I mean that's a huge amount of resources.
Yeah.
So I mean, kudos to our firefighters, our forestry service people, and all that. They are trying, and despite what you hear, some of this land is actually being logged. And then it seems like the Trump administration is now trying to get it accessible again, where logging roads can be cut in. And of course, TDS kicks in. But I'm sorry, but what he's intending to do is not to frickin' mow our forest down the wasteland. It's to put roads in so firefighters can actually safely get into areas instead of jumping out of airplanes and hoping they can get extracted after they fight for a certain area. So I'm just waiting for the day when reasonable conversations can happen again. But yeah, I think there's some positive things in the works, and by getting more roads cut in and logging the forest more, it's going to do nothing but help the land because it needs it. I'll just stop there, I guess.
No, that's
Unless you
good
wanna-
because you brought up TDS, so that's I'll just jump to that one, right? All right. So once again, our lovely governor Tina Kotek has suspended. Well, still in suspension, but she you don't have to take proficiency again this year in reading, writing, and math to graduate. So that means all their proficiency tests and placement tests. It's not needed. I mean,
Is there a point in going to school?
math, right? Yeah, who needs? So this has been since COVID era because they weren't in school. 7 years, if you think about it, though. That is that's both junior and high school. You could have just
Right?
and then
Coasted
you're
through.
out in public now. Um, so yeah, proficiency tests are not for this year. They still have to require. They're still required to take the course credits, but that's just a dude in a desk. I mean, that
Just
is
show up.
Yeah, that is nothing to help you later on in life. So, good to be a high school kid right now. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into the. You already brought up the Trump derangement, but it seems like Kotex is. Yeah, that road would be bad for fire because. I don't know.
You have to cut down some trees.
Or maintain. Yeah, the
Yeah.
road's already there. Forest Service roads don't go away; they just get overgrown per se. So she's got her TDS going on, and of course, if you look at the bigger business of Oregon, Dutch Bros and a lot of those said see it. So whatever.
Well, how many spotted owls and whatever other endangered species that they're using as an excuse to not log or do forestry roads? How many thousands of those animals have died um, in the infernos instead? That's what these fires are. They're massive infernos. So you're not saving anything. You're just trying to feel good about yourself. Anyway, yeah, it's frustrating. Alrighty,
Back to you.
yay. So, Fire District 3, which I believe services Chiloquin area, announced on Friday, August 21st, that they will no longer be offering ambulance service. So, if you are out in that area, Fire District 1 or Basin Ambulance will be your two options for emergency transportation. And they acknowledge that this will increase the wait time for some portions of the former service area. So if District 3 was servicing your area, they're not going to anymore. So sad to hear that. Didn't really get a great reason why, just that the decision was not reached likely or spur of the moment. And okay, well, that's fine, but why? And if it's funding, then I'm so tired of hearing about how broke this county is. It is. I mean, I get it, but
Yeah.
I would really like to start seeing some plans to make it not so broke. Be great to get some ideas. I don't think I've heard any yet from anybody. I'm not trying to point fingers at all. I'm just saying, somebody in a position of authority, can you step up maybe and say, Steve Bitzker, he just got elected. He was hanging out with the candidate for not bookkeeper, but clerk. The guy that got fired because he was helping the one commissioner with his.
Allegedly.
Anyway,
Allegedly.
they were buddied up pretty good there at the town hall. But yeah, Steve, you just got elected, so how about throwing some ideas our way?
Do a quick comment and then we can move on. If you look at the general status of Klamath Falls or whatever you want to call it, this is not a growing per se town. Yes, there's new businesses come in, but businesses go. We still have like Jersey Mike's and Chipotle right there with the third business empty. The corners beyond that, Rite Aid is still empty, which there's signs of a car wash. That's good. Burger King's empty. Jimmy
Supposedly,
John's.
Chick-fil-A is going in the old Burger King, allegedly.
I'll hold my breath.
Yeah.
And then Jimmy John's, the rear section of that little strip.
It's not even finished on the inside.
Well, nobody's bought it. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. I mean, that's I don't want to say turnkey, but that is a done, completed building minus the floor. that's just sitting there. I mean,
What are we doing to bring people to town?
right? Yeah, places like that, businesses sitting or buildings sitting empty, and then losing ambulance service. It's not
It's going the wrong direction.
good science, really.
It's really going the wrong direction, which is sad. And there are things. I mean, again, and we've talked about it in the past on the show, but uh, Dick Wint wanted to do a ski resort out by Running Y. He was told no. Jim Turner wanted to do a drive-in theater here in town. He was told no. I mean, and there's a million different ideas in between that. It's either been cost prohibitive, nobody liked the idea, million traffic studies. Let's just bring some life back to town, please. Back to Klamath County, back to Klamath Falls. We need it. I'm not a huge. We don't need to grow into another Bend, but we also need to be sustainable here. And it seems like we are losing grasp of sustainability, which is not a good thing.
We'll just move on.
All right, sir.
Another good story. So downtown has been having issues with basically book and releasing people. So Cherry Blossom Boutique downtown has brought it to light, I'll say, but they're not the only ones being harassed. So basically, they're just physically attacks. I guess disorderly conduct in stores, just raising voices and language inside businesses, and that kind of ties in with where I was going. You can't book and release and the place have restraining orders or cease and desist on the individual. The individual comes right back and, hey, I just got out of jail. What are you gonna do now? It's not. It doesn't look good. It doesn't, and it doesn't help small businesses, and it doesn't help anything. So we've been meaning to get excuses. We've been meaning to get down there, or I wanted to get down there and get their actual perspective on it, because this is just online stuff. But there are reports. This is happening. It's not just Cherry Blossom, but kudos to Cherry Blossom, because they're the ones that are stepping out and going, hey, this is happening. And it doesn't look good for tourism. It doesn't look good on Third Thursdays or whenever this is going to happen. It's not a good public persona for downtown, let alone Klamath. So maybe more to come if we can get a minute to get down there and get their perspective on it. But I definitely want to go have a chat. So
maybe if we quit building facilities in town that attracted drug abusers and all that.
The Sky Lakes monopoly.
Sky Lakes property management.
Yeah. Anyway,
I mean, people need treatment. I get that. We have quite enough facilities here, I think, now currently, and they don't seem to be working very well. So,
yeah. Anyway,
all right, back to me.
Yeah, it's your turn.
All right. So some good news. The Tule Lake Basin down there, Tule Lake, the wildlife refuge, Lower Klamath, water levels were getting extremely low. Botulism was starting to creep in, because as soon as that water gets stagnant, that's when botulism creeps in. About 13,000 birds were killed already.
Yep.
Low water levels. The good news is that irrigators, Klamath Basin, moved and basically saved about 140,000 birds. So low water levels were addressed. The irrigators freed up enough water to start bringing the refuge back up. And I believe, and I, again, need to get with Gene Souza. Just have not had time to meet up with him. But they can bank water, so to speak, by pumping it into different areas, saving it here, saving it in different reservoirs. And I'm not sure that that's what happened here, but Elizabeth Nielsen, who's the executive director of the Klamath Water Users Association, said they finally had an opportunity to get water to the refuges. And the irrigators are using the situation to build a system that prevents future outbreaks. So work is being done to keep those, and it's all. And that was one of the questions that was brought to Mr. Bentz's attention that he did not hear apparently. But why haven't the families that homesteaded and built our farms and agreed to, hey, we'll pay back the cost of these canals and channels and all that. And when we do, then you hand over the deed to us. And they paid their debt 62 years ago. And there is still resistance from the federal government. Go figure, to turn over ownership of the canal system, because God forbid the people that grow our food actually have control over their own water. So pretty frustrating, but on the flip side of that, try to keep it positive. Good to hear that they were able to find some water and get it down the refuge to save some birds.
Well, and I saw this myself. Forget who it was. It was a wildlife dude. And Klamath is basically like a call it a gas station for the ducks, because they do migrate. I mean, from Canada to California during the seasons, and this is a pit stop. I mean, they water up and
We're like a Love's fuel station along the
yeah,
highway for the
but
ducks.
you know, then again, this is the botulism thing, because if they contract botulism, they aren't making it out of here. Evidently, it's pretty quick. They actually drown because they can't move. It's horrible. So yeah, it's good that they found a fix for that. So
And it used to be, even before my time of talking to folks around here, that ducks, pheasant, all of that was very prevalent wildlife-wise around this whole area. They used to make down pillows in Tule Lake. There was a pillow factory there. That's all gone. And these guys are telling us that the days of being able to go out and hunt and get your limit, or go out, duck or pheasant or whatever, that those days are kind of gone. So it's kind of a sad thing, but hopefully this is a step in the right direction. They got a plan now, and they're able to address that and get some water, for the fresh water for those poor birds. So hopefully it continues. Sir?
all right, well, a little late news, but just wanted to get out there. So August 20th, there was a single plane crop duster crash south of town. He actually hit a, what are they calling it? A basin media active tower. The guy survived. This is amazing, and just the hubbub around this guy. It's not his first crash. That's weird to me. I mean, I get low level activities, but that's still, I mean, they'd have to be buzzing around 20, 30, 40, 50 miles an hour. That is amazing. You can,
Oh, they're faster than that.
well, that's what I mean,
Yeah.
though. But I mean, so anyway, he did sustain, Gus Macy is the guy we're talking about. He did sustain major injuries, they called it, but the dude is still kicking. So, yeah, kudos on him. A little late, but just wanted to get it out there. There was a plane crash just south.
So we just lost one of the Macy's at the air show in Reno a few years ago.
Right.
So
Yeah.
best wishes to Gus, and full recovery, hopefully, and probably get back in a plane as soon as he can, knowing the Macy's family.
Right. Yeah, that's just that's a little weird to me.
Yeah, I'm a one and done if I'm ever in a plane crash. One way or the other, I'm one and done.
Yeah.
Whether I make it or don't, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I guess that's gonna do it for the week.
Well, yeah. So we are trying out the new logo, new format of the show, new logo. We're trying to get everything a little bit more cohesive. What's up, K Falls seems to be
And people couldn't find the program because they were searching for What's Up K Falls based off of the logo or the sticker.
It's I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, we fixed it.
Yeah.
Bill yelled and
Let us know what you think. All right. Well, I guess that's that.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Thanks for coming on the ride. Appreciate the viewership. So thanks.
Yeah, ran into a couple of fans this last week, or followers, I should say. It's always good to meet people that enjoy the program. So, and we'd love to hear from you. So you can always comment on the videos or reach out at bigroostermedia@gmail.com.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, you guys.